So brilliant. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. I'm Hannah Martin, and I'm going to share the 10 things you need in your business for the next 10 months. And I just want to thank you as well for giving your time up today to watch me or listen to me. I know how valuable time is, and I hope I reward you with lots of tips that you can go and action. But before I get into the 10 essential things that you need in business, I'm going to quickly highlight why they're so important and how discovering them helped us to build Talented Ladies Club and finally make money. So to start, I'm going to share a few quick but very important statistics with you. So did you know that 20% of businesses fail in their first year? And around 60% will go bust within their first 3 years. So you can't just launch a business and hope for the best. You need to know why some businesses fail so you can avoid those mistakes and what you need to do for your business to thrive. So here are some of the most common reasons why businesses fail. Now, please do take note of these because whatever you do after this webinar, they are really important to know. So look at these, and these are the things, these are the real genuine reasons why other businesses fail. So 42% fail because there's no market need for their services or products. 29% fail because they run out of cash. 23% fail because they don't have the right team running the business. 19% are outcompeted. 18% fail because of pricing and cost issues. 17% fail because they have a poor product offering, and another 17% fail because they lack a business model. And 14%, they have poor marketing, and another 14% because they ignore their customers. Okay, now I do not want any of you watching this to be in those statistics, which is why I am sharing some of the knowledge and experience I've acquired over the past 14 years in this webinar today. So to quickly share some of that experience with you, 14 years ago, I walked out of a secure, well-paid job as a copywriter in a top London advertising agency, and I went freelance. Now, I had nothing to go to at that time. I had no work, no contacts, nothing. But I was a single mum with a mortgage and an au pair to pay for, so I needed to find work very quickly, and I did. I quickly learned how to find and keep clients and make a success of freelance. And in my first year as a freelancer, I earned over £100,000, starting from zero. Now, part of my success was that I saw myself as a micro business and identified a gap in the market that I could own. I also understood the three things that clients wanted from a freelancer. And they were someone who was good at what they did, someone who was charged a fair rate, and someone who was pleasant to work with. Now, I saw myself not first and foremost as a copywriter, but a problem solver. People weren't hiring me to come up with an ads campaign or write a website for them. They were hiring me to take a problem away from them. While working as a freelance copywriter, 8 years ago, I also launched Talented Ladies Club. Now, at that time, I had no idea how the business would evolve and make money, but I knew it was needed. So I hired a business coach to help me write a plan and launch the website. And since we went live on the 30th of April 2013, I've been on a really steep learning curve. I was passionate and driven and determined to make Talented Ladies Club into a global resource for mothers. And in the early years, I worked many hours on the business without taking any money out of it. Instead, I reinvested all the profits back into the business to help it grow. And this would have continued had I not realized about 3 years ago that about 3 years into the business, that we needed help to move the business up a level and start making proper money. That's when I hired what I call my first grown-up coach. Now, this was a really experienced business coach who charged £800 a month. And that was far more than we were turning over at that time. But I recognized that we needed to invest in order to shift us out of the financial rut we were stuck in and establish consistent, reliable streams of income. And that's when I started putting into practice some of what I'm going to cover with you today. I got serious about my business and started making serious money as a result. So much so that within 4 months, we were easily making a profit, even after paying our business coach. And things have continued to grow ever since. I've worked with several coaches since then, and each one has taught me valuable aspects about running a profitable business, from sales and marketing to financial management and planning. I've built on each new skill, learning, creating, and honing my own systems and sharing them with others. So today, I not only run a highly profitable business I love part-time, but I also have helped dozens of other business owners and freelancers start and grow their own profitable businesses and enterprises too. And I've also been able to give up my freelance copywriting, retaining just a handful of long-standing brands that I enjoy working with. It means I can enjoy and comfortably fund a life that I plan, something that felt out of reach just a few months ago. And in this class, I'm going to share the 10 things that you need to get right in your business if you want to do the same. So what are these 10 things? Let's start with the first one. And that is, as you can see here, a goal. Now, if you watch my recent video on goals, you'll understand why setting the right business goal is so important and how it helped us. When we first launched TLC, we set ourselves an ambitious but smart, that's SMART, not me boasting about how great I am, by the way, and a SMART goal. And that goal was to become the UK's top online resource for ambitious mothers in 3 years. Now, having that goal enabled us to make the right decisions in our business and direct our energy and resources to the right areas. So, for example, 6 months after we launched and before we'd made any money at all, we heard about the First Work and Family show. Now, this was a national show for working and business parents, as you can see in this high quality photo on the screen here. Now, it was going to be the place to exhibit for any business in that area. And it was the only show of its kind, and it had national press and it had all the big players in the industry advertising or promoting there. Now, while it cost £2,000 for us to exhibit and speak at, I knew we needed to be there if we were serious about achieving our goal. So my business partner at the time, Carrie, and I each put in the money to cover the costs, which included staying in a hotel overnight in London. And it was absolutely the right decision to make. That show really helped put us on the map. We met hundreds of mothers and added many of them to our mailing list. We also networked with other businesses in the same field and made really valuable media connections. And we also got media coverage as a result of it. It also got our brand seen in the right place. Now, without our SMART goal, we might have passed up this opportunity due to cost. But with the goal, we knew it was a wise investment, as indeed it had turned out to be. Having a big ambitious goal also enables you to set smaller, nearer goals that give you direction on a weekly basis. So if you haven't done so already, here's what I recommend doing to make the next year in business really count. So first of all, decide where you'd love your business to be in 3 years' time. Think big and make sure your goal is SMART, and that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. If you don't know what a SMART goal is, if you put SMART goal into the search bar on our website, we've got an article there about how you set a SMART goal. Now consider what you need, where you'd need to be in 1 year's time to be en route to that 3-year big goal. Then turn that 1 year goal, that 1 year kind of point, into a SMART goal as well. The next thing you want to do is to chunk back from that 1 year goal and think where you need to be in 9, 6, and 3 months. You can see what you're doing. You're kind of going in 3 years' time, like in our case, we wanted to be the UK's #1 online resource for ambitious mothers in 3 years' time. But if we want to be there in 3 years' time, we couldn't just kind of work to that huge goal that was so far away when we started, because we had nothing when we started. We had to come back and go, okay, to be there in 3 years, where do we really want to be in a year? What's the kind of the third way along there for us? And then we take that as a SMART goal. And then if that's in a year, where do we have to be in 9, 6, and 3 months? Because when you do that, you can start to then kind of think, okay, I need to be there in 3 months' time. I know what I need to do in the next 3 months. And if I tick that 3-month goal off and that 6-month goal and that 9-month goal, I'm going to hit that 1 year goal. But if you kind of just go, oh, I'm going to meander here and there and do a bit, I've got that goal I'm working towards, you get to 11 months in and think, gosh, I'm so far away from it. How do I get there? Another thing that really works for us is giving yourself a monthly focus. It is tied to your big goal, whether that's I would recommend actually the 1 year goal rather than the 3 year goal, but what that 1 year goal, what's a monthly focus going to help you get there? So for example, 1 month you might focus on establishing or growing your social media presence and set yourself a SMART goal specifically around that, as well as running your business as usual, of course. And you can set aside time to focus specifically on learning what you need to do to reach your goal and implement it. This is something I did often in the really early years of TLC, and it worked powerfully well. So for us, like 1 month, I would give our traffic a kind of a focus. I go, right, by the end of the month, I want to increase our traffic by, 1,000 people. I think, okay, where are those 1,000 people going to come from? What activities do I need to do to get those 1,000 people in there? What do I need to learn? What do I need to invest in? And then at the end of that month, I've got those 1,000 people, but I can then then the next month I can give myself another goal. But in the meantime, I can just keep going in the background of like the systems I set up to reach that monthly goal will keep on working for me. And what I would do is I would say, right, let's say I had 10 hours a month to work on my business. And I would say 2 of those 10 hours 10 hours a week. 2 of those 10 hours a week are going to be on my kind of monthly goal. So I hope that you can see from this, but goal setting isn't just like a once and done thing. It's not like my goal is to make money or my goal is to be successful. Think about where you want to be in 3 years and then bring that back to something that's more close, a year, and then make that year really count. Chunk that back. And then give yourself monthly focuses and give yourself tasks to do, because I promise you, smart goal setting is really where the progress is made. So once you have a goal, you need a plan of action to help you get there. And if you're growing a business, we recommend writing a business plan. Now, again, this is something that really helped us. When I started working on bringing TLC to life, I wrote a business plan. This helped me consider every aspect of the business and showed me where the holes in my thinking were. That then gave me the opportunity to do more targeted research and find solutions to issues that would have stopped Tans Ladies Club from working. So when I work with business owners for the first time, I usually get them to fill in a business plan, even if they've already been running their business for a while. I either ask them to complete a formal business plan template if their business is very new, or a questionnaire that I've designed for established businesses. And without exception, everyone has found this a useful and revealing process. They discovered areas they completely overlooked, they need to work on, and they gained so many insights and even came up with new creative solutions for problems they'd struggled with. They also, on the flip side, found areas they were doing well, which bolstered them and gave them confidence. So with your starting a business from scratch, or already running your business, I urge you to spend time completing a business plan. I promise you it will be time well spent and will repay you with greater progress and potential profits through changes that you make as a result. And by the way, on that, there's loads of free templates online. If you click on our site and click on courses, I've got a free 1-page business plan on there. If you want something more in depth and you put free business plan template into Google, you'll find lots and lots of them. And there are some really good ones. Prince's Trust has got a good one. When we started out, HSBC had a good one. And Virgin Startup has a good one as well. So pricing. It's a vital but often overlooked part of business. Too often, entrepreneurs base their pricing on guesswork or just undercutting the market leader in the hope they'll pick up business, but neither strategy works. They're just a shortcut to tears and poverty. If you want to attract customers to make money, you need to spend time and carefully consider your pricing. And that means factoring in things like your business running costs, your production and delivery costs, your time, your market position, and your brand perception. Now, I've helped many entrepreneurs increase their pricing, and it's always been a thoroughly considered decision. So they start by completing a competition analysis, And that means looking up everyone who's sort of their competitor in the market, and reviewing how they present and sell their offering, and try and looking for like-to-like kind of things in there. As a result, their pricing strategies have worked. They've increased their pricing and attracted more customers and clients. And they've also had the confidence, because when you kind of guess your pricing, you're not really confident with it. You know deep down that this isn't a considered decision, it's a guesswork, and you're really worried that your customers will know that. So you don't go out with confidence. But when you've researched the market, when you've looked at how much it genuinely costs you to deliver what it is that you do, and you understand where you sit in terms of value and in terms of branding, you're confident when your prices go out. You present them in a different way, because you know these prices are the right prices. You know that you can genuinely charge them. You know that you should be paid them. You have a different feel, and that influences how you market and how you sell. And as a result, that influences how many sales you get. Now, if you get your prices wrong, you're more likely to experience the total opposite to these things. And when I say wrong, I don't mean overpricing. Entrepreneurs and freelancers, especially women, are far more likely to undercharge than overcharge, to the point that many business owners are working for less than minimum wage when I start working with them. And one of the things when I work with people, one of the first things we look at quite early on in the process is how much money they're making. And we really do look at pricing in great depth and quite seriously, because if you haven't got your pricing right, there is a very good chance you're not making even what you think you're earning. So if you haven't properly reviewed your pricing lately, or at all, I recommend doing so as a priority, because your current strategy could be losing you customers and keeping you unnecessarily poor. And every day and every time you sell something right now, you could be losing money. So the fourth thing is a marketing plan. Now, customers don't usually find and buy from you by accident. And if they do, it's not a strategy you can successfully replicate to grow your business. The simple fact is that if you want a steady supply of customers, clients, and sales, you need a marketing plan that is running every single day. And it is much simpler to create than you may think. Now, every customer follows a journey. It's often called a customer life cycle. It starts by them discovering your brand and products, continues through the consideration, investigation, and even trial stages, and then moves to purchase and recommendations and repeat purchase. Now, all too often, businesses ignore the middle section of this journey, and they assume that once people learn about what it is that you do, they'll either buy or not buy. And as a result, these businesses miss out on so much valuable custom, people who needed more time and more information to make a decision to buy, people who could have been nurtured until the time was right for them to need and be ready to buy what it is that you sell. Now, the length of time and information that people need to make a purchase can vary from person to person and from business to business, and even product to product within your business. So it's essential to build a marketing strategy that attracts people into your marketing journey and nurtures them there until they're ready to buy. That's the middle of the funnel part. If you sometimes we talk about it in terms of a journey, sometimes in a funnel. They're both the same thing, but in essence, it's that middle of the funnel bit, the consideration, investigation, and trial stages, when people know about you, but they're not ready to buy from you yet. So this means you need a continual flow of new people at the top of your journey or funnel, and a continual flow of marketing communications in the right place to keep the right pace, to keep them aware of and interested in what you do. And then you need a continual invitation to buy for when the time is right. So if you do not have a marketing plan that includes all of this and is continually running right now, make sure you add it to your to-do list. And don't forget, when we looked in the beginning about all of those reasons that businesses fail, so poor marketing is 14%. Ignoring customers could come under marketing, that's another 14%. So yeah, that 28% of the failures are down to lack of marketing. So it's a really important thing to get right. And also cash in. What was that? How many percent was cash in? No, they ran out of cash. 29% ran out of cash. So that's another 29%, because if you don't have enough business coming into it, you're going to run out of money. So you can see how much marketing contributes to the success or failure of your business, which is why it's something you have to have running all the time. So one of the things that stop many entrepreneurs from properly creating and implementing a successful marketing plan is they're scared of sales, or they don't properly understand how they work. So say the word sales, and many people think of a second-hand car salesman, like we see on screen here, pulling any trick in the book to get your cash. But the truth is that we all need to sell. When you have a job interview, you're selling yourself. When you start dating a new partner, you're selling yourself. And when you meet someone new you think you can be friends with, you sell yourself. Selling is simply about identifying what someone else wants, or in the case of business, what problem they're trying to solve. And if you have the right solution for them, or you've got whatever they need, letting them know. That's all sales is. It's knowing what someone's looking for, and if you're authentically having it, showing it to them. Sales is not about pressurizing anyone to do or buy something they do not want or do not need. Proper selling should not be like that. Certainly the type of selling that we teach is not like that, because not only is it unethical, but it's a very short-term business strategy, and you have to be a particular type of person to comfortably do that and be convincing. So when you reframe selling and understand what it really entails, it's much easier to get comfortable with sales and start doing it. Because the reality, and if you've ever worked with me, I know like Caroline here has done, you'll have me say this: if you want sales, you need to do sales. If you want to get sales, you have to be doing sales. We have to sell all the time, or we don't have a business. So if the idea of sales makes you want to hide away, it's important to find a way to acquaint yourself with a version of sales that makes you comfortable, and start creating an ethical, successful sales strategy. Because without it, you'll find yourself working hard in your business with frustratingly little return. On a personal level, I can relate, because I hated selling. And selling in inverted commas, selling. It was only once I properly understood and recognized the importance of selling and found a way to do it that was comfortable to me, that Talent Ladies Club started making proper, consistent money. So you don't have to be like this guy. I think it's Danny DeVito actually in this photo, but there is a way. Everyone can find a way to sell that is comfortable to them, is authentic to them, and is ethical. So another misconception: many small businesses think that branding is something only large corporations do or have or need, or they assume that a brand starts and ends with a logo. But there's so much more to branding than that. Every business and every person has a brand. It's simply your reputation. It's what people think about you and how they describe you to others. And if you don't actively create a brand for your business or your freelance work, you risk building one by accident, or not really having a clear identity that people can notice, build a connection with, and remember. So when I was a freelancer, I very much had a brand. My brand was my personality. It was me. I was friendly. I was professional. I was cheerful to work with. I took problems away from people. I constantly met deadlines and reinforced for people I could meet deadlines. This was my brand personality. And whereas as a freelancer, I did not have a logo like you see here. I didn't have what traditionally you might think of as brand elements. I very much had a personality that people remembered and connected with, so that the point that even 20 years into kind of working with people, they remembered me and would come back to me. That was my brand. And another, building a brand was another reason why TLC has been so successful and grown such a strong following from the start, because both Carrie, who I set the business up with, and we both worked with advertising and marketing for many years, and we understood how to create a brand and how to build it. Starting out with a clear brand identity, that's colors, logos, typeface, imagery, and tone of voice, and sticking to that consistently meant that we appealed to the right people. They were able to notice us and remember us, and we had a brand personality they could relate to. So here's our logo. It's got our brand colors, it's got our typeface on it. And actually, TLC has been going 8.5 years now. This is the third iteration of our logo. So once you have a logo, you don't necessarily stick to it, because your business evolves, but also your market evolves, tastes change, colors, fashions change. So although the logo you can see on the right, the flower, That's been the same in shape for years. This is the third time we've tweaked the colors, and on the right where you see Towns Ladies Club, this is the second typeface we've used for this. So we've, although our logo looks really similar, we haven't changed it, we've evolved it over time. So if you haven't already done so, the next 12 months, consider your brand. Think about these 6 elements. So think about your logo, think about your brand colors, think about your typefaces, your imagery, your brand personality, and your tone of voice. And you don't need to hire a designer. If you don't have the budget, you're not at that stage yet, your logo, Wix, W-I-X, have a brilliant free logo creator. You can do that. And brand colors, what you want is a color palette. There's loads of free color palettes. If you can Google brand color palettes, designers have put together palettes of colors that complement each other. And you can find one of those that reflects kind of your business. If you're young and creative and quirky, you want maybe kind of quite a fresh, bold one. If you're more traditional, maybe you're an accountant or something like that, or solicitor, you want a more kind of more professional, kind of more somber brand palette. So you can find brand palettes. Typefaces, choose a logo, just choose one, sorry, not a logo, use one font or 2 fonts that you really like. Images, make a decision to kind of, I'm always going to have people in my images, or I'm going to use illustration, or I'm going to use photography, or my photography will always be a certain kind of, it will be quite dark, or it will be quite energetic. These are things that you can do yourself if you don't have money to invest. But the point is making these decisions and then using them consistently, because it has to be consistent everywhere. That's your website, your emails, your marketing, social media, your packaging, meeting people face to face. You have to live and breathe your brand and make sure it's genuinely you and true to your business goal. Because if you're consistent with these things, people can remember you. When they see your brand colors and see your logo and see your typeface, they remember you. It builds up over time a consistent imagery that allows them to stay in their memory. But also it's more trustworthy, because if you're constantly, and I see some people do this, they're constantly changing, drastically changing their brand and their colors and using different typefaces. It means not only do people struggle to remember them, but it doesn't feel like they've really got much of a plan. If they haven't got much of a plan, do they really know what they're doing? And if they don't know what they're doing, are their products and services any good? So the trustworthiness that comes from being consistent in how you use your brand helps you to sell. All these things that I was talking about in this session all add up to making a business that people can remember and will trust to buy from, and will ultimately all help towards your success. So, number 7, a content plan. We've already covered the importance of consistent marketing and branding. And in order to ensure this happens, you need a content plan. Now, your content is the messaging your business puts out. This can be in blogs, on social media, in guest blogs, interviews, emails, anywhere you're putting content out, podcasts. Now, too many businesses have an ad hoc content plan, which means they sporadically send out content. It doesn't connect up to take people on a journey or build a consistent message. As a result, you never really make a proper connection, nor move your customers through your marketing journey. An ad hoc content plan means that people can't rely on when they'll hear from you or what you say, which doesn't build trust. It also means that you risk losing people from your funnel as they forget you or buy from someone else in a gap between your messaging. So if you don't already have one, I recommend creating a content plan that aligns with your business goals and your marketing and sales strategy. So for that, you need to understand who your audience is, that's your ideal customers, what problems they want to solve, what information you can share to help them, where you can reach them, and how often you can share content. Now, this is based on, this last one, the frequency, is based on how often people want to hear from you, but also how much content you can consistently create. Because what you don't want to do is start out in this blitz of kind of content, like you're really excited about your content plan, you start putting out like 2 blogs a week, you email people 3 times a week, you're on social media daily, it feels great, then 3 weeks in, you've run out of content. You've exhausted all the stuff you decided to do. you've got no idea how to cut this other stuff. And quite frankly, you don't have time to maintain this. You're trying to run your business. You can't send out three emails a week or two blogs a week. And so it tails off, and then you don't do anything for 2 months. And then you come out with another 2 or 3 blogs. And there's no consistency there, and people can't rely on you. It's far better to say, okay, I think I can realistically write 1 blog a month. I think I can write 2 emails a month, and start out with that and continue it. That is better than doing stuff in like this big frenzy and then giving up. Okay, so think about how realistically you can continue that. Because if you get your content right, you'll build an engaged and loyal following of people who like what you do, need what you do, and want to hear from you, and ultimately may and hopefully will become customers. So in the first 4 years of Talented Ladies Club, I built a Twitter following of over 40,000 by putting out consistent content and engaging with people. And I did so by keeping 2 words front of mind when creating, sharing content. And these 2 words are just as valid for you as they are for me. And they are interesting and useful. So I made sure that everything that I posted was either interesting and or useful for the people I wanted to talk to. I was also consistent and always posted and engaged regularly. So too often I speak to people who can't understand why their content isn't working. And when I dig deeper, I find out that they posted a couple of weeks on social media, as I was mentioning, and gave up. Or they post sometimes and then get bored and try something else. You know, I tried Twitter, it didn't work. I've gone on to Instagram, that hasn't worked. I hear that quite a lot as well. And it does take a lot of time and effort to be consistent and build things up. Content is a long-term game. And if you need to post consistently over months to reap the rewards of a loyal following. To give you an example of how long, when I started TLC, I posted an article every day. I wrote an article every day, and we had hardly any traffic for a long time. We got some traffic off Twitter. Twitter worked quite well in the early days. Friends and family read it, but beyond that, it wasn't kind of life-changing. And I began to think, is it ever going to take off? Just less than a year after starting, our SEO, which I was also working on consistently, and as you've seen, I'll come on to next, our SEO finally reaped the rewards of it. And then we started getting consistent traffic from organic search that built and built and built up. Now, I would never have had that had I not posted every day. And TLC wouldn't be where we are in terms of traffic had I not done that consistently. So you're doing to be consistent, but don't lose heart if it doesn't pay off immediately. It is a long-term game, and if you stick at it, you get everything else right, you will eventually get there. So as you've just seen, another thing you need to get consistently right is a long-term approach to SEO. Now, any business with a website needs to understand and be using SEO consistently. If not, you risk your competitors taking business away from you. Because if you're not ranking for the searches people are making, then your competitors will be. And they will, and if they are the ones that are ranking, they will win the business. The good news is that SEO is much easier than most people think. When you understand how it works, it's quite simple to create an SEO plan and to start ranking. And you don't need to compete for competitive keywords. Get your search terms right and you stand a good chance of ranking for less competitive terms, which are actually better for your business as they're more tailored for your audience. So as an example, let's say you own an ice cream shop in Brighton and you want to rank on Google. Now you might think that ice cream is a good search term as millions of people around the world search for every year. But that's the problem. If someone searches for ice cream, they could be looking for many things: ice cream recipes, the history of ice cream, where to buy ice cream in Sydney, whether Sainsbury's sells ice cream. There are a million different reasons why they're looking for ice cream. So while you would never stand a chance of actually ranking for this keyword, you don't even want to or need to. Instead, it's more realistic to rank for best ice cream shop in Brighton. Not only is it less competitive, but the people who search for this are all looking for exactly what it is that you sell. So of course, it's much more to SEO than keywords. When you understand how it works, you can plan a strategy that will enable you to rank for the right terms, bring in a steady stream of traffic of your ideal customers to your website, wherein if you have your marketing and sales strategies and brand, so basically, let me do this. So if you have your SEO right, you'll rank for the right terms and bring a steady stream of the right people to your website. where if you've got your marketing and sales strategies, branding and content plan right, you can then nurture these people through your customer life cycle. So can you see how all these things that we're covering here, they all build up on each other to help you grow your business sales? And if you miss out any one of these things, like if your website branding's not right, if your content plan isn't consistent and not set up, if you're not doing marketing all the time, if you're not doing sales, you'll fall down. You can have the best SEO in the world and people hit your site once and they never come back, or they never buy from you. And even if they come to your site once, they need nurturing through the journey. You need everything I've talked about in this session, you need to do, because they all build on each other. And if you have them all, and this is why I talk about like 12 months to get these things right, because it takes time to build them and get them working. But when you do, you start to have a consistent business, a profitable business that makes money, and that doesn't fall into the trap of those statistics we shared at the beginning. But if you have any of these things missed out, you're going to have gaps in that. You might get traffic on your site, but they don't buy, or you've got an amazing marketing plan, but there's no traffic on your site, so people can't find you. You need to have all these things in place. So number 9, mindset. So while the right mindset is not a business strategy as such, without it, you risk sabotaging your own business and failing to achieve the success that you otherwise could. So you'll be surprised how powerful our thoughts and emotions are, and how much they influence the decisions we make and the actions we take, or just as importantly, we don't take as a result. So just take a look at this sequence that happens a million times a day, often unconsciously in split seconds to all of us. So a situation we're in triggers a thought. That thought then elicits an emotion and searches for an existing belief that we already have, all of which contribute to the decision that we make in that situation. That decision leads to an action that we take, and that action that we take delivers a result. Sometimes just approaching a business decision with a different mindset, that top part of that sequence, can have enormous consequences, and it can be the difference between success or failure. Even micro decisions, with a tweet about something, which photo to share on Instagram, or whether or not to go to a networking event, can take your business into dramatically different directions. So while mindset might seem woo-woo to some people, understanding how your mind works and what limitations that you may unconsciously be applying is key to unlocking real business success and enjoying it. And it's a continual journey. As your business and you grow, you'll uncover new levels of inherited beliefs or worries that stop you going for the success you can really achieve. And only by continually identifying and defeating these beliefs can you truly excel and fly. So you can see, like, if you change, situation triggers a thought. If you change that thought, if you change that emotion, if you change that belief, the decision you make is different, the action you take is different, and the result you get is different. So our final thing is ongoing review and planning. So your business is a living, breathing thing. So remember, like earlier, I mentioned our branding, and like we're continually changing our goals in TLC, changing our strategy, and even changing our branding. So not only is your business and you constantly evolving and growing, but so are your customers, and so is the market you operate in. So it's not possible to set out with a plan and assume you can just stick rigidly to that and what you decide. Instead, you need to continually review, analyze, and adapt what you do in your business. Every email you send, every campaign you launch, every blog you write, every new product or service you create, and your pricing too. It's important to track what works and what doesn't, so you can do more of what works and tweak what doesn't. By understanding what succeeds and what doesn't, and why, you can continually grow your business and attract more customers and sales. This is why I continue to invest in learning and growth in Talented Ladies Club. I see a business consultant every single month, and we review what's been happening, what we have planned, and we check everything is on the right course. I also track every single campaign, every email that I send out for a campaign. I track the opens, the clicks, the purchases, the subject lines. I track and measure everything and review it. It's also a valuable opportunity to get working with a consultant is a valuable opportunity to get an objective viewpoint on my business and myself as a business owner. It's impossible to have that yourself. I can never really see, because I talked just now about our own beliefs and emotions and thoughts we bring to things. We all do, I do. We can't help but having those. And the problem is that when I review my business on my own, I come to it with all those preconceptions and my own limitations and my own belief systems. And sometimes we need someone externally from us who can see those things that we can't see, but also look at our business in a different way, that we'll see things in our business that we don't see. We'll see mistakes we're making, opportunities we're missing. It's also why I recommend entrepreneurs create what I call a living business plan. Now, this is different to a business plan that you create at the start. Instead, it's a spreadsheet with tabs, and you can see kind of a glimpse of it here, that you either review monthly, quarterly, or annually, depending on the area of your business that each relate to. So each of these tabs at the top, I tell you how often you review them. Your living business plan is the brain of your business. It's where you keep important information like your monthly profit and loss figures, details about goals, your progress towards them. It's a single resource you can open to understand where your business is now, where you want to get it to, and how that is unfolding for you, and what changes you need to make as a result. A living business plan ensures you are always aware of what's happening in your business and can make decisions that will help steer it in the right direction. Teamed up with external coaching and guidance, and you have a powerful engine to propel your business forward every single month. So how can you get all these things? Now, it may seem like a lot you have to do, but with the right help, you can consistently put these in place over a year, with each building on the last. So in 12 months' time, you have a successful, profitable business you're proud of, and that is easy to run and that fits into your life. And to help you do this, I invite you to join me inside the TLC Business Club. Now, this launches on the 20th of September, and in it, I will guide you through the next year in business and help you to master each one of the 10 things you need and more. We've got 12 modules month by month. So I give you all the knowledge, resources, and confidence you need to build them, and the practical and emotional support that will cement your progress and make it personally and enjoyable and rewarding. So my favorite part of running Tanzania's Club is working with entrepreneurs and freelancers and showing you how to do what I've done while avoiding the mistakes that I've made. I want to teach you the shortcuts and clever wins and give you the tools that I've created that help me grow and run TLC and make really good money from it while working part-time in the business. And also share my personal growth so I can help you too flourish and become a confident, experienced, ethical and happy business owner. So as you do, you'll grow a business that avoids the mistakes that cause so many businesses to fail, the things we looked at at the beginning, like why businesses don't succeed. And instead, you have to confidently plan the structure of your business and allocate your tasks and resources. Test and develop your offering, researching production and delivery and pricing to ensure market competitiveness. Develop systems and processes to efficiently run a profitable business and make best use of your resources. Research, write, and implement a marketing plan that identifies and nurtures customers through to sale. Create and consistently use a unique and appropriate brand identity and tone of voice. Build a professional on-budget website and ensure it ranks for the right search terms using SEO. And set achievable financial targets and track your sales and expenses to ensure profitability. Now, you can find advice on all of this online for free, but from personal experience and years of working with business owners, you'll always go further, faster, and achieve more with the right guidance. It's also really important to have a clear vision for what you're working towards and an awareness of any personal limitations you need to work on. Remember that mindset stuff we were talking about, because we all bring our own expectations, experience, and limitations and beliefs to any venture, and that venture's success or failure will be significantly influenced by them. All too often we focus on what is blocking us rather than where we want to get to, and having someone to guide you through that process and to keep you true to your vision with the right business mindset can often make the difference between success and failure. So how does the TLC Business Club work? There are three powerful aspects to it. So the first one is our core content. So as you can see here, these are monthly modules that you work through in a guided process. They take you via a carefully planned roadmap that covers everything you need to lay the foundations of a professional business, profitable business, whether you're starting from scratch or whether you're already running and we need to go back and just make sure these things are right in your business. Now, this roadmap is based on many years of guiding entrepreneurs through their first year in business or through a subsequent year. They're fully online and self-study, which means you can work on them at a pace that suits you, and you have lifetime access to the content, which means you can return to it whenever you need in the future. Now, each module builds on your learning and helps to grow your knowledge, experience, and confidence over the year. So here's a quick glimpse into our online platform. Now, it's at the start of each module, we explain what you'll learn and why, and how it all connects, and what you will know and be able to do by the end of that module. Each module has lessons, classes, video classes, workbooks, whatever you need to master that topic and start using it in your business with confidence. And of course, this is all supported with our weekly workshops, calls, and group brain, which I'll get to in a minute. As you finish each element, you click on complete and continue to move on to the next. It's really easy to use. And on the page I share shortly, you can also watch a behind the scenes video tour of our learning platform. The next powerful aspect to the TLC Business Club are our weekly support calls. And these are group video calls you can join to ask questions about the course or your business and get emotional support throughout your business journey. The calls span the 12 months of the course, and we break for school holidays so you can enjoy time with your family. We have a total of 42 calls over the year. You don't need to attend them if you don't wish. They are all recorded and you can watch afterwards if you need to. And you can also email in questions. And you can get direct access to me and my experience and my resources through these calls. You also get the confidence of sense checking any decisions like pricing and marketing. You are never alone, and you will never need to rely on guesswork, as you have me and your TLC Club community to support you. I want to say I am a really good problem solver, and this is my favorite part of working with people. Like, I get to know you, I get to know your business, and any problem that you bring to me, I am fully committed to helping you resolve, and I really enjoy it. Speaking of community, the third big win you get when you join the TLC Business Club is joining a community of fellow entrepreneurs who are all on the same journey as you, who all have invested like you and are committed to building their business. From experience, this can be incredibly bonding, and previous cohorts of guided courses like this have remained in touch and even worked together as they support each other's businesses. Now, there are also some important bonuses you get when you join TLC Business Club. I just mentioned the group brain. Now, this is a question bank that you can add to and search. So if you have a question while you're on the course, you just ask the group brain and you'll receive an answer within 2 working days or faster. And this answer is on a spreadsheet that is populated with everyone's questions. You can then go and search, and it's really helpful to see the things other people are also asking about, which gives you confidence, like it's not just you, but you can also see what their answers are. So it becomes a really valuable resource that you can access. Our next bonus is the mindset rewire. Now, to ensure you're psychologically prepared and eliminate any negative mindset habits that may hijack your chances of success, when you join us, you get our mindset rewire. This is a powerful psychological exercise that will literally change your mind and set you confidently up for the success you desire. It also includes our popular confidence masterclass. And finally, to really ensure your business idea is ready to work on, and as soon as you join the TLC Business Club, you get our business ideas health check. And this is an easy to follow workbook that takes you through some of the most important aspects of business idea and gets you to stress test yours and see where it works and where it might have issues right now. So you can tweak it where needed and ensure you're ready to hit the ground running with an exciting idea that's bursting with financial potential. And you can use this for a brand new business if you're starting from scratch. You can use it to check your idea if you've been in business for a while. You want to kind of make sure, can my business idea be better? You can also use this for launches. If you've got a business that's running and you're thinking about a new product or a new service, you can use this process with that. It's a really good like health check on any idea you've got. But most importantly of all, you get me as your mentor. I am here to support you throughout all of this and through everything running a business throws at you in the next year. So when you work with me as a mentor, you get someone who knows her stuff, who has been through everything you're trying to work out and has learnt what works and what doesn't, and who now runs a business that makes all the money she wanted in the hours she wants to work. You get someone who goes above and beyond for you, who genuinely wants to succeed and is there not just to cheer you on and encourage you when you're having a tough day or week, but who will share any advice or resource she can get you to this, so any resource she can to get you to the success that you want. Someone who has a proven track record of success, helping other people like you. Someone who's quietly been honing those skills for many years and has helped dozens of freelancers and business owners genuinely transform what they do and make money. And also how they feel about it as well, because this is not just a business transformation program. It's going to transform you and how you work and how you feel and the things you're able to do. You get someone who has bags of resources to share from, 7 years of creating online content, 8 years of writing and editing online business content. I've got all those resources to share with you. Someone is well connected with a well-rounded knowledge of the tools and resources that will help solve any problems that you can. And finally, someone who has a platform she can use to help you with over 100,000 monthly visitors and tens of thousands of social media followers. So what kind of results can you expect from the TLC Business Club? Now, it's the very first time we've launched this exact new program, but I have run similar and very successful courses before, including our 12-month Kickstart course for new businesses, our 6-month VIP program, and W Profits, a 3-month business growth course. Now, all of these courses worked in the same way as the TLC Business Club. They mix online resources with weekly group calls with me. And so like, the kind of experiences and the kind of results you get here are the things that you will experience on the TLC Business Club. So I'm just going to like click through these. I won't read them out because my voice is going and you can see them on screen. And I think Caroline is on this call, so this will be a very familiar testimonial you'll see here, Caroline. And thank you for that lovely testimonial as well. So the difference between getting guided support and going it alone can be enormous. When we first started out, we did so without any help beyond the first coach who encouraged us to recreate the website. And then we struggled for the first few years. We made so many expensive mistakes in that time and wasted hours on parts of the business that would never give us a proper return. It was only when we started investing in proper grown-up business support and guidance that TLC finally took off. And within just 3 years of working with proper business coaches, we'd increase our turnover 26 times over. We were making 26 times more. And not just our turnover, but our profit margin had dramatically increased. So we were making, even after the money we turned over, we were making a larger portion of that. So our business was more successful on every single measure. And we've continued to grow from there. Today, I run TLC, as I said, part-time with a team of freelancers, and it makes a very healthy, consistent profit. I also love what I do, and none of this would be possible without the kind of guidance and support I'm giving you over the next 12 months. So you too can build a business that you love, that fits in your life and earns you the money you want and more. So I just want to recap what you get when you join me inside the TLC Business Club. So you get 12 months of online training, as online resources, month by month, the modules that build on each other, and you have lifetime access to. So in 3 years' time, you can come back and you can still use these things if you want. You get 42 weekly workshop group calls with me, in which I will support you emotionally, support you practically, connect you with resources that you need. You've got the community, exclusive Facebook community of other people going through the same journey as you. You get 12 months access to the group brain to ask any questions and get an answer. You get the free mindset rewire to make sure that your mindset is pushing you forward, not holding you back. You get the free business idea health check you can use for any business idea, any product launch, anything like that. And you get, last but not least, for the next 12 months, you get me as your mentor on your side, cheering you on, helping you solve your problems, supporting you as you build and grow a successful business. And you can get all of this for just £199 a month, or an upfront payment of £1,999, and that saves you £389 over the year. And these prices all include VAT. And there's a link at the bottom, so it's TanTaylor'sClub/club, where you can find out information about that and join. Whichever pricing plan you choose, you also have our 100% money back happiness guarantee. So I want you to be absolutely happy with the decision to join the TLC Business Club. So if at any point in the first 14 days after the course starts on the 20th of September, you want to leave, just let us know and we will refund you in full, no questions asked. So you can try the first 14 days and get your money back if it's not what you wanted and you don't enjoy it, it's not what you were hoping for. If at any point after this your circumstances change, when you're on the course after those 14 days and you no longer need or wish to remain in it, just let us know. And we'll cancel any future payments. And if you have if you've paid in full, we'll refund you on any unused modules. So you're not tied to the year if you don't want to be. If circumstances change, you can leave. And if you don't want to be there after in the first 14 days, we give you all your money back. So you can join now with full confidence that you've made the right decision. I also just want to mention at this point, I know it's a big investment, but right now you've got two choices. The first is to go it alone in business, to try to work out things for yourself and learn from your mistakes, just like we did in the very early days of the TLC. Or you can invest in something like the TLC Business Club and shortcut that time and, quite frankly, from experience, a very painful process. Like we eventually did when we hired our first coach at the eye-watering cost of £800 a month, which was an enormous sum to us then. From experience, when you do invest in the right mentor and process, you save more time, you save more energy, and you save more money in the long run because you make money faster and you don't miss opportunities. You don't waste money and time on things that don't work. So if you are serious about getting your business off the ground or finally making money from it over the next year, I would personally love to show you how to do it and to help you recoup your investment in this program and much more. So I'm going to go to questions just off this slide, but just to quickly recap, here's what you get when you join. You get the 12 months online training, which you keep for life, the 42 weekly group workshop calls, the exclusive private Facebook community, 12 months access to the group brain, the free mindset rewire, the free business idea health check, and you get me as your mentor for an entire year. And you get all of this for $199 a month, or $1,999, saving you $389. All prices include VAT, and the URL is there at the bottom. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you found this helpful. If you do have questions about your business, about TLC Business Club, or anything, you're welcome to ask me now. And I'm going to turn on my camera again. If I stop sharing and I stop my video, yes, I'm back. And I'm going to just put that link for you if anyone wants to have a look in chat. And also there is a tour there. There you go. Hi, Sapna. You're gone, but nice to see you here. Brilliant. So does anyone have any questions? And that's it's an hour, gosh, an hour talking, it's that long. It's a long time to listen. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I am really happy to answer any questions you may have. You might not have any, but if you do, just pop them into chat or Q&A, and I will happily. Thanks, Claire. I'm glad it was helpful. I only run this once a year because it's such a big process and because it takes up so much of my time. Like I really do give, when you join it, I give a lot to you. I can't have two cohorts running at once because I would just have to, basically, if you do this, your business is in my head. If I say my heart, that's going to be cheesy, but your business is in my head. I really care about you doing it. And I work really closely with you, and I can't run two cohorts at once. So I won't run it again till next year. So if you are ready to do this, join it now because I'm not going to run it for another year. When are the calls? Really good question, Caroline. What I do when I launch this, I will send an email out to everyone who's on it, and I will find out when you can do the calls. Now, If I have a relatively small cohort, we'll do like 1 call a week. If I have a big cohort, I'll do more than 1 call, because I don't like, and anyone, Caroline, you've done a course with me, I like to have my calls fairly small, because if you've got 20 people on an hour-long call and you've all got something you want help with, I haven't got any time to help you all, or you're not going to get much from me, and that's not what you've paid for, and that's not what I want to give you. So if I have quite a few people on the program, I will do more than 1 call. And what I will do is have them when people can do them. So if you've joined this and there is no call you can make, that's not a useful program to you. So if someone can only do evenings, we'll do evening calls. I will work out a time that everyone can do. So they will be when people can do. And I know, Caroline, that you are in the Far East. So yes, the calls will be when you can do them. I will find out when people join, so that everyone can benefit from them. Okay, brilliant. I hope your course goes really well. Yeah, look out for it next year. Does anyone else have any more questions? If not, I know I've just given you lots of information. Oh, hi Alex, lovely to see you here. I totally back up your course. Every time I learn something, your expertise is the main reason I am still in. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Thanks so much. That's a really lovely thing to say. Yes, Alex and Caroline both did W Profits, which I haven't run that for a while, actually, which I love running. And it's a business growth program. I love working with both of you, and both of you did really well on it. I do really love, like, it isn't like a cheesy thing to say, I really love running these courses. I really love getting to know people and their businesses. I personally have a huge amount of satisfaction from seeing your business fail, your business succeed, because if your businesses fail, my program fails, ultimately. That's why I'm invested in it, because if I take someone on this course and your business doesn't succeed, it means my course has failed. So that's why I really do everything I can to help. Yes, Rita, good question. Yeah, so this course is for 2 types of people. I probably should have mentioned this. It's for people who are like you, who are completely at the start. So if you don't have a business at all, this is the right course to do, because I will set you on the right path. We'll do your business idea, we'll hone that, we'll do your business plan. You will be going right from the very beginning. But it's also for you if you are in business, but the things we talked about in this call, you kind of recognize that these things aren't really working for you. You don't really have everything in place, that maybe you feel that some of the foundations are missing, or they were there when you started. And this is why I pay for business consultancy every single month. And I continually go back to the drawing board. I continually revisit my business plan. I redo these things all the time, because it's like a garden. You can't weed a garden once or plant it once and think, I never have to touch my garden again, it's going to be beautiful forevermore. We have to continually weed and water our gardens, and your business is the same. So there are people who are like you, Rita, who are starting out, perfect for you. There are people for whom their business has been going for a while. You might be thinking, I need to kind of reweed my garden again, because my business is just kind of outgrown me, or I've been working in my business for quite a long time and I haven't worked on it. So yes, Rita, it's for people who are starting from scratch, and people who are running a business and just want a year's worth of support, that want a year's worth of guidance, want to kind of go back and maybe go, have I got these things right? Have I missed that out? Or is it not really working for me? You're welcome, Rita. Any more? And just to add as well, if anyone is wondering whether it's right for them and they're not sure, I'll put my email address in here. You can email me and I will answer you honestly. Again, if I say join this course and it's not right for you and you fail, not only does that look bad on my course, but you're going to tell people I did Hannah's course, it's rubbish. So I'm not going to take it. It's a short-sighted business strategy to take someone on a course who's not right for it. So I will tell you if it's not. That's right. A really long URL, it's quite easy to mistype. That's my email. Anyone is welcome to personally email me and ask a question. And if you want a quick chat, if you want, maybe you're too shy to ask a question here, or you want to just say to me, my business is, I build canoes for Eskimos. Could this work for me? I'm happy to have a quick chat with you as well, because I know it's, for me, when I started working with a coach, it's always a big decision to make. It's a big decision to commit emotionally and put your hope in someone. It's a big commitment financially as well. And you want to make sure you've got that right, which is why I offer the money back guarantee, but it's also why I'm really happy to have a chat with you up front to make sure that this is something you're happy to do. Claire, freelance, is it right for freelance writing as your business? Absolutely, yes. And actually, if anyone was going to come up with the more perfect fit, I had a freelance writing business, and so I can personally give you my advice there. Very successful business. So yes, it is right. It's right for, also, just to clarify about the whole freelance thing, if you're a freelancer, you're a micro entrepreneur. I always saw myself as a business when I was a freelancer. I might not have had a logo, but I was a business. So yes, absolutely, that Claire, that is right. If you want to join, I would be delighted to help you grow that and share personally what worked for me and what didn't with that, and the strategies that helped me grow an income around my family. So yes, that is right for that. Any more questions? Rita, I've answered that. That's in Q&A as well. Like I said, you've all got my email address. You're not bothering me to email. I'd rather you asked and it was wrong, and I would tell you, no, this is not for you right now, then you didn't ask and missed an opportunity that might have been right for you, because this really is, I dread to think where TLC would have been like had I not invested in my first coach all those years ago. And like, it was a big decision. Literally put the business in the red. Luckily, we had savings. I'm really good with money, and we had savings in the business. And I put our business in the red to pay for it. But within 4 months, we were making. Not only did we earn enough turning over to pay for her, but we were actually making more in profit through the work that we did with her. So I know it's a big decision, and I would be delighted if anyone is not making the money they want to help you. So thank you, everyone who stayed this far. It's been a long talk, but I hope that's really helpful. And if you're watching on catch up, by the way, you can't see chat. My email address is hannah@talentedladiesclub.com, and you're very welcome to email me. I'm very happy to have a chat with you, and I would love to help you if the course is right for you. And thank you again for everyone who's joined me here today. And I hope you have, well, in terms of Caroline at the Middle East, a nice evening and nice day, the rest of you. And I will see you on a webinar soon. Bye, everyone.